Hey hoppers, Dust Bunny Benny here, and today we're going to be looking at some free domain, I believe, pictures I found on the web, and yeah, we're going to be reviewing these places, seeing how it would be to maybe live there, and yeah, as you know, I'm a big fan of natural architecture, so yeah, this is more of a hobby video, so be sure to poke around my personal blog and you'll see the other stuff I like to do. So starting off with this first place, it looks like this is somewhere in Grand Atrium, right? Very white and green. I really like this strange glass window thingy. Not really sure where that's leading to or what the purpose of that is, but of course that's what I love about natural architecture is it's not man-made, and the purposes are all, you know, jumbled. It's nature. Nature just does what nature wants. It's not made with us in mind. Over here we got a whole lot of elevators. Now, if we actually went into these elevators, you probably end up scotched. I mean, who knows where they go or if they're even operational. So yeah, keep in mind if you're a scavenger and you're going out in free domain, just I would avoid elevators if I were you. You know, you don't want to end up stuck. God forbid, maybe there's someone in these elevators. Just kidding. Of course, over here we have a cafeteria. This little picture over here reminds me of this place in Congenial Ward, the Smile Atrium. Look at that. Yeah, we got some amenities here. Of course, natural microwaves. I have so many stories about natural microwaves. You know, they're serious hazards. You know, they can implode sometimes, especially if they're not, you know, within sanatoria. You know. But yeah, looks like we have some old font here. I don't know. I can't read old font. You know, I know everyone knows a little bit of old font, but not your girl Dust Bunny Benny. Do not know much old font, but yeah, looks like we have a natural little cafeteria here. Careful eating any food that you find in free domain as well. You don't want to end up eating some kind of oddity. Only eat food that you bring. Outside this little area, this huge atrium over here, it looks very strange. I've never really seen an atrium like that. Definitely Grand Atrium with how large it is, but yeah, there's like huge, you know, nature courtyards with trees and stuff. It's very strange and alien, especially with this giant blue roof. And it looks like there's even some fog or steam or maybe even smoke caught up on the roof. Yeah, very, very peculiar. We've got a classic little conference room here. This one, for some reason, has a sink in it. You know, that's very strange, but you know, also pretty normal if you think about it. You can find sinks about anywhere in free domain, especially with the more natural, you know, wild areas. You know, I really wonder if this sink is all, you know, hooked up, and if it is, well, this would be a pretty nice spot to crash. You know, you could block up the door, and yeah, maybe even this large monitor here actually can connect up with Providence, and yeah, you can maybe interface with the terminals system. Of course, we got a little natural phone here. Always careful using natural phones. I remember one time I found one urban exploring in free domain, and you know, me and my friend found one of these natural phones and picked it up because it started ringing, and on the other end, you know, I can't really explain what I heard. It was like breathing. It was very strange. You know, some of these phones are oddities, and you know, oddities are unpredictable. They can be very dangerous. So you find some phones ringing and they're obviously not plugged into anything, right? I would not touch it. You know, who knows what'll be on the other end. Over here we have a little therapy room. Very nice. This could be a great spot to sleep, but I mean, there's so many other places. There's so many beds, right, in free domain that you could find. Just make sure there's no fluid worms. We've got another source of water here, which is very useful. These This little vertical diagonal stretcher here is very interesting. So up here we have a very long hallway. This area looks very old. So here we go. We've got a very nice room here. I'm surprised the walls are blue. I'd expect more green from Grand Atrium. But yeah, very nice room here. This place has a very wicked looking outlet system. You know, I'm very... Oh wow, look at this. The door opening. Very weird, very strange. I've never seen a door open like that. It's a very odd little door. Maybe someone should actually go here and, you know, we can extract one of these doors as a kind of, you know, rare find. Over here we have a very large bathroom. Very reminiscent of Natatoria. Very nice. So we have some rooms here, but also a massive hallway. I've seen some really long hallways before, but this is definitely up there with one of them. It reminds me a lot of, I believe it's called Dignity in Grand Atrium. If you've ever been there, gotta hit up the Pufado place. It's very nice. Yeah, I wonder if this place borders on Natatoria, because we got this blue tile stripe here that I remember seeing a lot in Natatoria. As you know, I spend a lot of time here. We've got a natural clock. Probably doesn't work. Alrighty, now we get to see what these doors actually look like. They're extra large, which makes sense. You know, you can fit more people through, and wow, now this room I think is certainly a good find. Now this is what we want to find here, a creepy little room like this. I really like it. You know, I have an interest with these kind of eerie things, and you know, in Free Domain you can find a lot of just very unsettling, you know, constructions, and this room is just very eerie, you know. With the main thing for me is, why is the floor not made of tile? Obviously this material is okay to get wet, but you know, usually the floor is the first thing that is tile. But yeah, you have multiple curtains here, which imply multiple people using this place. I mean, I would not want to share this place with anyone in Free Domain. It's very creepy, but yeah, very nice little place here. So over here, this is a different little area I've pulled up, and wow, this, I rarely ever get to see something like this. Now I'm not really sure where this is. This feels like some kind of mix of like Grand Atrium and Daughterfly. This is so bizarre. We've got that huge atrium once again, and look at these decorations that seem like they've been put up, and all these, you know, plants out here that you would see in Daughterfly. It's a very bizarre looking area. But I think very pretty in its strangeness. And over here, this area is very strange. You know, this feels very Mariel Sweets with the strange circles. Very, very bizarre. It's like I'm about to go see a movie. I love it. Over here, we have a classic little mural here on the wall. Oh, it's so like old school and eerie. This is a very nice little place. I love the circle on the ground and this weird furniture. Love the round furniture that you find in places like these in Free Domain. It's very nice. I might nab one sometime and bring it home. Speaking of going to see the movies, we have a movie theater here. That is such a rare find. You rarely ever get to see these. This is a carrot mine for, you know, Free Domain explorers. Wow. I always see pictures of these online, but, you know, obviously we're not here in person, but to find one is really cool. Yeah, this is awesome. A lot of people, you know, don't know you can find these in Free Domain and think that they're man-made. Well, no, it's the other way around. Alright, over here, this room is very bizarre. We have this strange natural artwork. Not really sure what to make of it, but over here we've got this oddly purple room. That's just very odd. And there's like this light room on the other side that just has like a tree in it. A very, very strange little room here. Very cramped and very tiny, but and yeah, and this weird window. It's very creepy to imagine someone sitting on this side, right? You can lock the door here, but yeah, it's very interesting. All right, we have another area here. This one looks like it's in Grand Atrium. And yeah, I mean, look at this. We've got these very strange lights here, or maybe they're lights. I'm not really sure what these are. Just some natural protrusions. But I love the stripes on the walls. You know, very Grand Atrium. Got this weird fake like fire display, it seems. That's super strange. You know, it's very kind of tacky, but very fun overall, you know? And of course we have the classic sea foam exit signs. You know, see this color a lot in Grand Atrium. One of my personal favorites. So wow, speaking of rare finds, we actually have a model skeleton here. I know everyone knows about all the memes, but yeah, this is, you know, one of the things that you sought after for. It's almost like a trophy. It's a collector's item of free domain runners, you know, finding, you know, a real natural model skeleton is really nice, you know. You gotta lug it home on those squeaky wheels, which, you know, they never really work well, but wow, that's awesome. I wonder if someone's already gone here and taken this. I mean, I know I would. I would love to have another skeleton to my collection. Oh wow, we found a very natural area. I mean, look at this. This is so bizarre. You know, we have a sort of shower area over here that has no door, no entrance, and the floor isn't even made of tile, which you'd usually see around, you know, natural water sources. And look at these angles here, you know, everything's on diagonals and stuff. That's also very, you know, unnatural in a way. So yeah, this is a very bizarre little area. I would definitely love to get some photos here for my collection. And oh yeah, this bizarre wall device that cuts out from the tile. That's a very, you know, very big staple of natural architecture, is things just being in wow, look at these natural art pieces on the wall here. You know, if I was, you know, not that I condone this, or but you could, you know, take these off the walls. I guess they don't belong to anyone, right? This is free domain. So yeah, you could take these off the wall and sell them for a pretty penny. I know there's a lot of people who do that. And yeah, I mean, I would definitely buy this one on the right here. It's very detailed and colorful. So wow, over here we have a really nice place. I mean, like, if you're in this part of the free domain, this is definitely a jackpot that you would want to stay the night here. I mean, look at this. It comes with its own little table and a kitchen set, a bed. Wow, I mean, this is really nice. You know, a place like this, you know, is a little, you would have to pay for in somewhere like CW. So I know some people, you know, try living in free domain, you know, to stay off the grid and stuff. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. It's very dangerous out there. But if you were to do that, this is definitely a good place. I would be careful around mirrors though in free domain. I hear there's a lot of oddities around mirrors. You know, just rumors, of course, and who knows what's real these days, but just be careful. Alright, we have another area here. This is our fourth one. Now, I am not actually sure where this is located. I found this on the deeper parts of the web, so I guess maybe if we poke around we'll find out. Nothing's really sticking out, but this place looks ransacked, and oh goodness. Yeah, this is, you know, maybe closer to the black wall. You definitely don't want to end up in this kind of free domain that's away from society. This might be a bit of the deep clinic here. This is some sketchy stuff. You know, you can find some black scum mold, you can find flutes, and yeah, if we look up there, I think I see two eyeballs actually. Whoever captured this footage, oh my goodness, they might be getting stalked by some kind of strange oddity, or God forbid a primal. Wow, that's really scary. This place is weird. Yeah, and look at the windows. Place is just covered in light rooms. You have this strange little vent popping out. I don't know why it needs its own little panel. It's very unsettling. And these strange little, you don't really see stuff this ornate. Maybe this is a lever cot or something. Oh yeah. This room is off the charts cursed. Oh my goodness. I have no idea what this room just has a bad like aura to it. I don't know if anyone watching it is getting that feeling, but wow, look at this. The weird vents and windows up top, and why is everything peeling off? This place is like on the verge of collapsing. You've got to be very careful about sinkholes in free domain. And yeah, whoever captured this, imagery had to stand right in the middle here. Wow, this looks like an odd room. I would stay away from here. Very, very creepy. This weird little eye hole here. It almost feels like someone would be locked in, and you could look through the eye hole. Alright, I just checked the information that this is actually used to be an asylum that was forever, for whatever reason, shut down and completely abandoned. Now, whenever you hear about that kind of stuff, it's usually some kind of psycho break incident, but there's no real damage to that extent here, so I'm really curious what happened here. Maybe, I'm not sure if this was, I guess this asylum was up and running a long time ago, maybe even into the Dark Age. This looks like some kind of storage area. I see. Very cramped. I would hate to have my storage container be like all the way over here, have to go in this cramped, tacky room. Is this large yellow stain on the wall? This looks like a tag. Maybe someone came here and tagged it after it was abandoned for a while, and oh my goodness, what happened here? How does the wall come apart like this? This whole place looks like it was trashed. Now, this is just a me thing, and I know a lot of people don't feel this way, but, I'm someone who really appreciates nature, and it does upset me when I see, free domain runners go out and disturb, the natural world like this. It is silly of me, but I have a lot of empathy for natural structures, so yeah, if you ever want to go exploring out in free domain, please don't do this. Don't ruin all of the beautiful natural architecture, because someone's going to come here after to sightsee, right? And you don't want to ruin the sights for them. Please remember to be respectful. You have a very strange vent here that looks like it just doesn't even work. It doesn't even open up. It's obviously some kind of natural, fixture here. Same with this, as it doesn't even cover up the whole place. That is definitely the deep clinic, really far away from society. Oh Lord, Mary, this is a very cursed room here. For whatever reason, the fireplace was boarded up. You never really see curved vents anymore. Would you look at that? You have some exposed wires, too. I wonder if this door is locked, because we can't go in here. It looks like we have a little courtyard here. It's hard to see through the window. Gotta love these little weird shelves here. I like those details. A very strange door here. I wonder what this is for. Just protrudes off like that. So odd. Strange little peephole window here. I mean, that's very creepy to have a window here like that into another nearby room. Especially knowing that this place did operate as an asylum. It's very strange. And yeah, that's what makes these little peepholes so much more creepy, is it seems like people may have been locked in here and the holes were there so we can look in and, watch people. This is a very shady business. I mean, we all know that asylums were outlawed a very long time ago. Since, taking care of the unwell is sort of Sturley's business in the modern age. But maybe this place is dating all the way back dating all the way back to the Dark Age. We have a fire hose 44 here. I mean, we all know in Sanatoria that 44, that's a very lucky number. So that's very ironic and coincidental to find here. I don't know if ironic is the right word, but you get what I mean. We have instead of actual doors being made here, I guess they didn't, this place is very natural. I don't think whoever was operating here added on to this place, but look at this. You have to come through here, then you have to come through here just to get in to this bathroom area. Looks like we have some writing on the wall here. That's strange. Yeah, look at this weird bathroom. It's not very nice. A crushed can of villain too. Some kind of scoundrel must have been here and left trash. Yeah, a weird little locker with writing on it and some kind of metal bit inside. Don't really know what that's about, but maybe it's related to the writing. I don't know, it seems kind of cryptic. Wow, I mean, talk about a room with a weird feeling. What is going on in here with these two doors like this? This is very bizarre. Wow, and the peepholes once again. Yeah, this is definitely an interesting find. Alright, from the same person, I found another set of images here, and wow, this place is very beat down. Maybe some kind of Dynaceuticals free domain? Oh my goodness, yeah, look at all the exposed wires up top. This place is bizarre. It's like some kind of like operations going on here with all these wires. Everything is tarped up. That's kind of creepy. This weird old font sign. Yeah, look at this place. Oh my goodness. I would hate to end up here. Looks like a large kind of cafeteria area. Oh yeah. Now that is a hallway right there. I wish I was here. I would love to take a picture. I mean, look at these lights. The light fixtures not being on right. And the weird, like, exposed piping and wires. You never really see that in nature. This is a really beautiful location. You know, this kind of stuff. And oh, look at the sides here. We have, like, slants here. You never see that. This is why I think people need to go sightseeing more into the wild, into nature, because the natural world is just so beautiful. Whoa, this place over here is, like, super tilted. I don't know why. That's so strange because over here looks fine, but then when I move forward, the whole area seems to be a little tilted. I'm a little worried if this area is affected by some kind of oddity, or maybe even the images are. But yeah, I've been clicking around this area for a while now. This place is super interesting and bizarre. Like, look at this hallway here. It almost looks like these little areas repeat and repeat and repeat on back over there. Wow. We have a horrifically creepy area over there. I mean, yeah. When you see, you know, entire rooms and blocks, you know, without any lighting, you definitely want to stay away from there. 'Cause yeah, those are creepy locations and very dangerous too. There's a lot of sharp objects to get caught on, and look at this place, this long hallway. Oh, it's so nice. So yeah, I think that'll be it for this episode. If you enjoyed this, let me know. And maybe I'll do more of it. Let me know about any of your most bizarre experiences when exploring free domain. I love to hear about this stuff, you know. A very big interest and hobby of mine. But yeah, that was a Dust Bunny Benny. Make sure to stay bouncy, and I'll see you all next time.